Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to make money smarter, digging into the sources so you get the insights you need. Today, we're tackling a really big one, how Google search is fundamentally changing because of its new AI features. This isn't just a minor tweak, folks. It's a huge shift in how you find information and, maybe more importantly, how your brand or message gets seen. The source material we've got today paints a really clear picture. Search is moving away from just being a list of links. It's becoming, well, a curated answer engine. So our mission here is to unpack what Google's AI means for your visibility online and, crucially, how you can adapt to stay relevant, maybe even thrive in this new environment. Definitely hit that subscribe button if you haven't already so you don't miss these deep dives. All right, let's get into it. So first off, this core idea, Google isn't just about links anymore, it's about giving answers directly. Can you break down what's behind that shift?
Absolutely. And it's a massive shift, driven entirely by how we are searching now. The numbers are pretty staggering, actually. Question-based searches, they've exploded, went from about 38% to, get this, 87% in just 8 months.
Wow, 87%. That's almost everyone asking full questions.
Exactly. People got used to things like ChatGPT. They're more sophisticated.
Mm.
They don't just type best coffee Boston. They ask, what's the best place for pour-over coffee near Fenway Park that's open now? And they expect a real answer right there on the page. So if your brand isn't directly answering those kinds of specific questions, you're basically missing, well, almost 9 out of 10 potential interactions.
Okay, but here's something interesting, maybe a bit counterintuitive. We hear AI might kill search traffic, but the sources say daily Google searches have actually gone up, like way up.
Yes, significantly. From 8.5 billion a day, which was already huge, to 13.7 billion. That's heading towards, what, over 5 trillion searches a year?
Yes.
It's climbing.
So it's not fewer searches.
No, it's more frequent searching. Because the AI answers are often really good, really fast. People get what they need quickly, which just encourages them to ask Google more things more often.
Right, makes sense. So the big takeaway here is ranking numbered one on the old blue links isn't the whole story anymore.
Not even close. I mean, it still helps, obviously.
Yeah.
But if your brand isn't actually mentioned or cited in those AI answers, those AI overviews, you're basically invisible in that first interaction. It's less about traditional SEO tricks, keywords and links alone. It's more about training the AI,
Yeah.
teaching it that your brand is the reliable source for certain information. It's a whole new ballgame.
Okay, so let's zero in on those AI overviews, those summaries right at the top. A lot of people probably think they pop up for every search, but that's not quite right, is it? The data shows something different.
That's exactly right. The sources break it down really nicely by search type. It tells a fascinating story about where Google chooses to show these. Okay, so informational searches like, how does something work? That's almost half of all Google searches. AI overviews show up there about 46% of the time, pretty often.
Right, nearly half.
Then you have commercial searches, think best CRM for agencies, about 15% of searches. AI overviews are there about 18% of the time, a bit more targeted. But here's the really interesting part. Transactional searches. Someone's ready to buy ergonomic chair online. That's tiny, less than 1% of all searches.
Okay.
But AI overviews, they show up on over 6% of those. Much higher percentage for that specific intent.
And navigational, like just typing Facebook login.
Huge chunk of searches, maybe 32%, but AI overviews, almost never, only 1.5% of the time. Google knows you just want the login page.
So if you piece that together, what's it telling us? It looks like AI overviews are showing up right when someone's seriously considering something, right? Researching, comparing, about to pull the trigger.
Precisely. That's the crucial point. These overviews are grabbing the spotlight exactly when intent is highest. So if your content isn't pulled into that summary, you're not just missing a click. You're missing the moment a customer is making a choice. It's really about becoming the source Google's AI trusts enough to summarize that whole buying journey for the user. It's about being the authority in that decision moment.
Okay, so if AI overviews are the appetizer, the sources talk about AI mode as the main course. This sounds like more than just a summary box. It's a whole new way to search.
Yeah, totally different. AI mode essentially replaces the standard results page. It becomes a conversation. Think less search engine, more research assistant. You can ask it really complex, multi-part questions, long tail stuff, and it gives you this synthesized answer instantly. And here's a key thing for brands. It often pulls information from sources without clearly linking back to every single one in that initial answer. It's just weaving it all together.
Wow. Okay, and that leads to this idea called query fanout, which sounds complex, but the idea is that one question for me triggers lots of hidden searches by the AI.
Exactly. You ask one thing, But behind the curtain, the AI is firing off maybe 10, 20, even 30 related microsearches all at once. The example from the source was great. Something like, when's the best time this week for an outdoor engagement photo shoot in the Boston Public Garden?
Seems specific, but straightforward enough.
Right. But the AI is instantly checking. Boston weather forecast, best lighting times, crowd levels at the garden, golden hour times for Boston, tips for outdoor shoots, dozens of things. Then it takes all that data and just collapses it into one neat, tailored answer for you instantly.
Okay, so the implication for someone trying to get noticed, the big challenge is you don't see those hidden searches. You don't know exactly what pages it looked at.
That's the tricky part. You don't see the branches of its query. You don't know precisely which keywords it used or which pages it pulled from for each little piece of the final answer.
So, the old way of tracking rankings for specific keywords kind of falls apart here, doesn't it? If you can't track it that way, how do you possibly win?
It really pushes towards this concept of semantic positioning. It's
Right.
less about hitting exact keywords and more about owning the meaning and the whole topic area around a user's need. Winning means you have to train the AI to see your brand as the go-to source for the entire thought process behind a question, not just one piece of it. It's about becoming the authority on that whole cluster of related ideas. You're aiming for mind share within the AI's brain, not just clicks on a link.
Okay, shifting focus slightly. Traditionally, we think of SEO driving direct sales, right? Click, buy. But the sources suggest SEO has this huge, maybe underestimated role in just brand discovery, getting your name out there.
Absolutely. The numbers are quite revealing. Think about this. 90% of consumers first hear about a company through an organic Google search. 90%.
That's huge.
But, and this is key, only 5% actually buy right then and there
Yeah.
in that first moment of discovery.
So what happens to the other? Well, a lot of people.
Right, the other 14%, and that's likely conservative, they engage later. Maybe they sign up for an email list, see a social post, get retargeted with an ad, or just remember the name and come back directly weeks later. That initial Google interaction wasn't the sale, it was the introduction.
The source used an interesting analogy, like a billboard on the highway or a logo on a Formula One car. You see it, you register it, maybe subconsciously, and then later, when you actually need that thing,
That brand comes to
Yeah.
mind. Exactly. It's about building that recognition and trust over time, often starting with that first, seemingly passive Google encounter.
and this connects back to the AI, right? How the AI mentions brands.
Perfectly. Think of the AI like a news anchor. When it summarizes information, it sometimes cites brands, according to brand X or brand Y suggests. If Google's AI drops your brand name in an overview or an AI mode answer, boom, you're suddenly top of mind, presented as a credible source without the user even clicking your link yet. So more AI results mean more potential brand mentions. And those mentions build trust, build authority. It sort of seeds your credibility everywhere else. That's the new top of the funnel, being known and trusted before the click.
Okay, this is making sense. We see the shift, we see what's at stake. It's about citation, about authority, not just clicks. So the million-dollar question, how do you actually get your brand mentioned? How do you reverse engineer this AI?
That's exactly the right way to think about it, reverse engineering. It's a process, really. Step one,
Mm-hmm.
study who the AI already trusts. Find your top competitors or search relevant terms and see who Google is citing. Then look at their top pages. What keywords drive traffic? What's that content actually like? Those pages are already validated by Google. You need to figure out why. What did they do right?
So learn from the winners. Okay, what's
Yeah.
step two?
Step two, find your keyword gaps. Once you know what the AI likes from your competitors, compare it to your own content. Where are they getting cited or getting traffic for concepts that you aren't covering well or maybe at all? These aren't just random guesses. These are topics the algorithm already values. You're finding pre-approved opportunities. It's strategic.
Makes sense. Find the gaps. And step three, this sounds critical.
Step three is huge. Create content the AI actually wants to cite. And crucially, this is way beyond just text now. The AI is looking at multi-format, multi-layered content. It's not enough just to write a long article anymore. Think about enriching it. Can you add a short video summarizing the key points? A diagram to simplify something complex, an infographic for scannable data.
Ah, so visuals, video,
Yeah.
things people consume easily.
Exactly. The AI wants to serve users what they prefer, and people often grasp visual or auditory info faster. So take those keyword gaps you found and build out comprehensive multi-format answers. Make it easy for the AI to grab a chart, quote a snippet, or understand the core idea quickly.
So it's not about pumping out more blog posts necessarily. It's about making each piece richer, more strategic, more complete.
Precisely. Google's AI rewards clarity. It rewards completeness. It rewards credibility. Do that well, and your content shifts from just being information to being recognized authority. And that authority, that's what ultimately drives demand.
Okay, wrapping this up. It's clear Google search is undergoing this massive change. We're moving from just thinking about rankings to this new world of AI citation, semantic positioning. Just ranking isn't the end goal anymore. Getting cited by the AI is how you win.
Yeah, and looking at the bigger picture, while a lot of people might be panicking or stuck on old metrics, there's actually this window of opportunity right now. If you optimize for AI citation, you can get incredible visibility right in Google's prime real estate, maybe without even needing that old school #1 ranking or spending a fortune on ads. It's about building that long-term brand equity, that memory structure in the user's mind, powered by the AI itself.
So here's a final thought to leave you with. If Google's AI is becoming the super efficient web surfer, doing dozens of searches for us and synthesizing it all, how will that change how we search in the future? Will we become even more demanding? And for businesses, what new opportunities might pop up as people engage with information in this deeper, more conversational way? Lots to think about. We hope this deep dive gave you a solid framework for navigating what's next. Make sure you subscribe to the deep dive so you catch all our future explorations into the topics shaping our world. Thanks for tuning in.